Welcome back to my little channel. Once again I'm going to address Riley Dennis, and this time he is showing a sincere lack of understanding what democracy means. I hope you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here as well. Maybe I can learn something, because democracy, what's it good for, eh?
In my last video I talked about the Muslim ban, but it wasn't official at the time, and now it's official. And really bad things are happening.
Okay, I know this is mentioned before, but it's not a Muslim ban. It's a ban of people from 7 different countries. Now, most of these people might be Muslims, well, the people who live in those countries, but there are non-Muslims living in those countries too, and they're not welcome either. And the first thing that you need to remember is that the list used, the 7 countries used, were used by President Barack Obama. Where was the outrage when he basically said that they weren't allowed in for a certain period of time? Because Barack Obama did the same thing Trump did.
But there's nothing wrong with peaceful protest now, is there? I thought that was allowed in democracies.
Well, it depends on what you call peaceful, I guess. I mean, people having a sit-in at an airport so no one can pass is not really peaceful. I mean, they're not using physical violence, but they're hindering people, and they are using violence by stopping people from passing. So yeah, that is a problem, but it got worse. It always does.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! That's how you do! That's right! That's right!
Yeah, that does look pretty fucked up, doesn't it, Riley? The thing is, not all protesters were violent. I mean, some of the protesters there were actually trying to break it up. But who is speaking outrage of the ones that do use violence? I haven't heard media about that. Well, right-wing media, obviously, but not mainstream media. And I'm not right-wing, and I can see this shit happening too. It makes me want to defend Trump. And the worst thing is, the list of countries was an Obama list. Everyone ignores that. We have violent supporters because Trump got elected. When Hillary was running, people were so sure that she would win, and they predicted that Trump supporters would turn violent. How painful is it that that is 100% wrong, and it's completely the other way around?
And I can't, I had another video planned to go up today, and it just feels wrong to have it go up, because how can I not talk about this? This is so serious.
Well, at least he recognises that this is serious and this is wrong and something needs to be done about it.
Yeah, that would be a good thing, but unfortunately that's not what he means.
Oh, come on. Now, surely he can't be okay with all that shit.
I don't know whether he is or not, but I do know he's not going to address it.
People are literally people who are permanent residents of the United States, who went through a thorough vetting process, who got a green card, who came here legally, who have probably lived here for years. They have a family, children, relationships, a job. These people are being denied re-entry into the United States because of this law. This is not about illegal immigration. This is not about national security. This is hurting people who are American permanent residents.
No, Riley. This is about the safety of the country. And yes, some people with green cards have a hard time getting back in, and that will be fixed eventually. In any case, it's a temporary ban. But never mind that. Obama already did this, nobody cared. Why can't America say, you know what, not everyone is welcome? Oh, but wait, they can. The president does have the right to do this. Congress has the right to do this as well. America is the land of the free, not the land of where people may freely enter. There is a difference, Riley, don't you see it? But yes, there are people that are affected that shouldn't be affected. Unfortunately, those are casualties, They will, however, be let in. It'll just take time. It's an inconvenience, not the end of the world. Unlike people from Syria, who up to this day still cannot go into their neighboring country, Saudi Arabia, that has a tent village with 3.3 million spaces that is still empty because they don't allow refugees in. It's not that they temporarily ban them, they're not allowed in at all. Bloody hell, mate, the double standards, this is pissing me off.
What? Wait, Saudi Arabia has like 3.3 million spots where people can stay overnight, so to speak. I didn't know that. Why isn't that being told more? I mean, 3.3 million people, that's a lot of refugees finding a safe space, innit? Saudi Arabia is safe, innit?
Well, I guess you can argue whether Saudi Arabia is safe, but at least it's safe for Muslims. So Syrian people should, on average, be safe there. I mean, they can go there during the Hajj as well. And that's the bloody tent village that is now open. It's close to Mecca because that's where they put people when they come for the Hajj. It's fully air conditioned. It has plumbing. It has road waves. It has everything. It's a basic tent village. And it has local police enforcement that can make sure things are safe, because these things are there during the Hajj as well. But yeah, if you're a Syrian, you're not welcome in Saudi Arabia, or in Qatar, or in, well, all the other oil states there. Well, you're welcome in Lebanon and Jordania, but those countries are poor as fuck as well. They are in deep shit as it is. But the rich Muslim countries, oh, no, don't bother knocking at their door. No, go try Germany, go try France, go try the USA, but don't ask your neighbours.
Wait up now, because I'm sure I heard about how Turkey has taken in millions of people as well.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. I'm not 100% honest there, or rather, they are taking in people, but they're only doing so because they get paid for it by the European Union. I think about 3.8 billion, I could be wrong there, but something around those numbers. Before that, they didn't care. But when they started getting paid, well, let's say they weren't helpful at the start. Apparently being a good Muslim brother to other Muslims isn't that important. But somehow it's important for us non-Muslims to help the Muslims out. Don't get me wrong, I do think we should help, and we should seriously help refugees. But unfortunately, helping them in their own area is better than moving them across halfway through the world, and amongst them will be some terrorists that will bitch up their life even more. Because in all fairness, in Germany we've already seen refugee centers being burned to the ground because some refugees didn't like it there. And this is what we've become to. And this is what Trump tries to prevent from happening in the USA. I'm not sure if he will, I'm not sure if he can, but at least he's trying. As did Obama, by the way.
You keep saying that. You keep saying Obama did it, but, I mean, why didn't we hear of that then?
Well, it seems there are a few reasons why we don't hear of it. One is because it was part of a bill. It was not the only part of a bill, but it was added onto something. And the bill was HR 158, if I'm not mistaken, the Visa Waiver Program Improvement and Terrorist Travel Prevention Act of 2015. But I think the main reason why we didn't hear about it was because it wasn't Trump. No matter what Trump does, people will start riots over it because they disagree with Trump. They don't disagree with his actions, not per se anyway. They disagree with it because it is Trump. Funny enough, this is exactly what Trump had promised he would do if he would get elected. Now there are people who say, well, but Obama didn't mean it like this. Yeah, fair enough. But he did sign the bill into action in 2015. So if he's not completely to blame, I'm going to be okay with that. But you can't deny that he's partly to blame. And I'm not even sure if blame is a good word for this. I mean, can you really blame a president trying to keep his country safe?
Ooh, well, yeah, no, I guess it makes sense then. But I don't quite get it why we started off about the double standards in democracy and all that. I mean, what does this all have to do with the double standard then?
The double standard in this is that they object the ban, the travel ban, or whatever you want to call it, because of Trump and not because of the action. Because the action in itself was okay when Obama did it. We have a large group of people who have an elected president that they don't want, and therefore America needs to bleed. These people are attacking other Americans, basically because their presidential candidate didn't win. And they will use any and all excuses they can think of to make the situation worse. And that is the double standard. Democracy is all good and fine as long as they win. But as soon as they get road bumps or anything that they don't want, they will start a mess, a fire, and eventually people will die. But you know what? I started with Riley and I ended up here because I'm sorry, Riley, you don't get it. I could have done your whole video, but I would have amounted to the same thing, but it would have taken me a lot longer. So I hope people don't mind me not showing that much of your video clip this time. But I will have a link downstairs and they can figure out where you put yours. And I'm just going to say thank you all for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Criticism, as always, is more than welcome. And I hope to see you next time.